So first thing I want to know, you are Gunnery Sergeant William Spanky Gibson. I got to ask about the Spanky. Where did that come from? Is that a Marine Corps thing, or did you go into the Corps with that?
No, recruit training. Drill instructors gave it to me.
And it's.
I was kind of I was a little guy, always in the middle of the mix. So
right.
I was just like the little rascals going on. So.
Well, all right, it works. It's stuck. Now, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here looking at your wife and your beautiful daughter, and you being over there and them being over here. This has got to be tough, and I don't want to go throwing lemon juice and wounds here, but this has got to be tough. I mean, this is the most beautiful little girl I've seen in a month. It's got to be tough to be this far away from your family.
A month.
It's very hard. And I know for Cheney, one of the biggest problems, that woman is damn coddled me for, a good year.
Right.
I mean, she was there. She did everything. She carried the bag. She helped me in my wheelchair, out of my wheelchair, onto my crutches, out of the bath, into the bath. I mean, she did everything for months. And really for the whole first year, she was the big weight carrier. I mean, and that was hard. That was hard for me to step back and allow her to do those things, because that's my job. This is hard. This is very hard. I know it's hard on her. I know it's hard on Lauren, and because of that, it's hard on me.
Oh, well.
And thank God it's temporary, and that's the way I look at it. It is temporary, and we're halfway done with it.
Well, you keep your head down and let's make sure
I'll come home for a couple of weeks.
You keep your head down and make sure it stays temporary.
A lot of the people around here ain't going to let me get my head up.
All right, good.
Yeah, I will. Yes, sir.
Tell me, if you can, and with as much detail as you feel like, about that day in Ramadi. I've been to Ramadi. Place was a snake pit when I was there. Don't imagine it's gotten a lot friendlier since then, but I hear things have changed a lot in Anbar. But tell me about your day.
Well, my day, May 16th, 2006, typical patrol day. Couple patrols on our belts, firefights every day. My day was a typical day in Ramadi in 2006, and I just happened to get bit on that day. And I don't regret it. I don't regret the day. I don't regret the people I was with, and I don't regret the enemy that I was fighting against. It happens. It was my time. It was my turn, and I'm glad it was me. I'm glad it was me and not one of my young kids. But
describe
the day in Ramadi, as you said it was ugly.
Describe the situation to me.
That's business.
You guys were going house to house. You guys were. Describe the day. Paint a mental picture for me here of the day and the situation. What happened?
It was basically, there was a machine gun crew, an insurgent group, about 5 guys that were shooting at the Iraqis that were doing house-to-house checks. I was an Overwatch JTAC, so anytime they would get into trouble, I would either drop a bomb on the house and stop the trouble, or maneuver up to a point where I could point them out and they could go in and take care of the situation. There was 4 NSW operators, my 4-man team. We were moving to a house where I could get a better view of the target, so I could bring in a Laser Maverick rocket into the house. And while we were moving in the middle of the street, we got into a firefight. During the firefight, one person got shot first. Then we went into immediate action for a sniper that was in a position that we didn't know about. And at that point, during the immediate action drill, I was shot through the left knee.
What did it feel like?
It sucked, to be honest with you. Do a job for 17 years. Hell, I instruct Mount Environment Fighting. I'm supposed to be the best one at the job. Very few gunnies get to lead teams anymore. And I'd been a gunny for 2 years at the point. To lead a 4-man team and to be with 4 Naval Special Warfare operators, they all looked to me to be the guy that would say, okay, don't make that turn, let the hair grow on your back. Hey, I think something might be across the street. Hey, I should pick up that guy in a window.
Well, let's talk about your recovery. I read in a news piece that you decided, and I'm paraphrasing here, that well, it ain't growing back. I better get on with it. How did you sort of turn that mental corner? I mean, did you just put on your Marine hat and march right forward, or was there a dark of night period here for you?
I can tell you one thing, that
Battery died.
when he got hurt, to me there was no transition. It sounds weird,
Right.
but there was no transition. There was no dark time. There was no nothing. When they flew him in to Bethesda to be treated there, his mother and I were there waiting for him.
Right.
And the minute they took him off the little ambulance thing they were using, he was all smiles and just, happy to be alive. That's one thing that's always been amazing about him, is he's never ever, that I've ever seen, have any dark
I think
course.
we're back.
Yes, there you
sides
are.
or anything.
I've never met a Marine gunnery sergeant that was not amazing. The first time I ever met a Marine gunnery sergeant, I confused him with an Army sergeant major. And that guy got real big real fast, and I won't tell you what he said to me because we're on camera here. But okay, we're talking with Marine Gunnery Sergeant William Spanky Gibson live in Fallujah. The recovery, your wife says there was never a question about whether or not you were going to get back up and get back into uniform and get moving again, right?
No, that's correct. That's correct.
Tell me about some of the. I understand that you trained for a triathlon and swam the escape from Alcatraz.
That's correct. As I was saying earlier, it's funny what an injury like this will do to your mental ability and your physical ability, because you have a lot of people that look at you and they think, oh, he's disabled, or oh, he's enabled, or he can't do this, or she can't do that. And I just wanted to prove that there wasn't anything that could stop any of us amputees, and I wanted to prove that to everybody around us. That's another one of those factors where you constantly have to prove yourself. And I think more so, for me, I've got to prove myself to everyone around me to say I'm no different than I was before.
Do you have, I know there in Fallujah there is a Marine Corps martial arts training program, and I know that the Marines there in Fallujah are real hard charging Marines. Do you have trouble keeping up with some of those guys?
It's not that I have trouble keeping up with them. Now, it's funny you would say that, because my Marines just finished their Greenbelt training this week, and I'm the only Marine out of my section that's not been going 3 days a week to Marine Corps martial arts training. And it's more so because I think they're afraid I'm going to kick them, because there's about 4 or 5 of them that I've kicked with my prosthetic leg, and it's straight titanium. And my roommate, another gunnery sergeant, a guy named Fred Fowler, good friend, known him for a while, he gets sassy with me. He's a big fella, he's a big guy. I'll just kick him right across the shin with my leg. So I think they're probably happy I'm not over there.